So, Evil Queen, can you tell me why it is so important that you're the fairest one of all?
Well, I wasn't always like this. There was a time I had dreams. Dreams not of mirrors and crowns, but of something real, something that mattered. But my mother, she made me believe that beauty was everything. She never cared about my schoolwork or whether I was getting along with my friends. She only cared about how perfectly I looked. Oh, this is really helping me get in touch with my feelings.
Oh, good. Well, hey, here. Would you like a tissue?
Oh, thank you.
Maybe some water? An apple? Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Tori.
We're actors, and you can be an actor too.
Actors are storytellers, and it's our job to become the characters and tell their story.
The central characters in our stories are called the main characters.
And the other characters, the friends, enemies, family, and so on, are the supporting or secondary characters. They are important to the plot, but are not the focus of the storyline.
And today, we're going to have some fun turning some of our favorite secondary characters into the main characters.
That's right. Today, we're going to explore telling the stories from a different perspective through the eyes of the villain. To get started, let's pick a memorable villain from a classic tale, like the Big Bad Wolf, Captain Hook, or the Wicked Witch of the West. We're going to explore what they want and what choices they have made to lead them to villain status.
Our villains' tales might share a backstory that explains what turned them into a villain, or they might reveal a misunderstanding that proves they were never a villain at all.
Kyle, what villain should we start with?
Let's try the Big Bad Wolf from Little Red Riding Hood.
Ooh, great. First, let's figure out why the Big Bad Wolf is considered a villain. What does he want?
Well, he wants to eat Little Red.
Okay, and what does he do to get what he wants?
Well, he tricks her, right? He convinces her to go pick flowers and stray from the path. And then he sneaks into Grandma's house, eats Grandma, and disguises himself as Grandma by wearing her clothes.
So, we consider the Big Bad Wolf a villain because 1, he plans to eat Little Red, and 2, he lies to her to get what he wants. Now let's imagine the why. This is information that will help us to imagine his backstory or a possible misunderstanding. Why does he want to eat Little Red?
Oh, it could be because... What if he wants to eat Little Red because he's starving? But why is he targeting Little Red?
Well, maybe he's starving because of Little Red. Or her grandma.
Yeah, like maybe Grandma runs a logging company and has been cutting down the forest.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, let's make sure we share that in the beginning of the story. Something about how wonderful his life was in the forest until Granny came along. It's always a good idea to build empathy for the main character, especially if we want the audience to understand that our villain is not really the bad guy.
And now that we know the why, we can walk through the story prompts found in StorySpine to help create our new story. We introduced StorySpine in a previous lesson. If you haven't watched that video, feel free to go back and review.
All right, let's try it. For the beginning, we need to introduce the main character, the wolf, and share details about his life. Like, once upon a time, there was a wolf who loved living in the woods with his friends and family. And every day, he cared for his loved ones by hunting and gathering food.
Awesome. Well, then we're gonna need to introduce a big problem, something that might get in the way of the wolf getting what he needs. Something like, until one day, a tycoon named Granny moved in and began cutting down the trees and selling the lumber for profit. But what happens when the trees get cut down? This will lead to the rising action, like Because of that, food became scarce and the animals began to move away in search of new homes. And because of that, the wolf and his family were alone and starving. The youngest pups began to get sick.
And this will lead the wolf to action, helping us resolve the problem. In a villain's tale, we could take a couple of directions with the ending. We could show how the wolf was never really a villain by having him fix the problem. Or we could show how the wolf becomes the villain we already know by having him make some bad decisions. Like, until finally, Little Red, Granny's granddaughter, came skipping through the woods, and with revenge in his heart and hunger in his belly, he plotted an end to Granny and Little Red.
Ooh, what if we show the wolf's intentions to eat Little Red like in the original story, but instead she convinces him that she's there to help. And they work together to restore the forest. That way, we can show how the wolf could have become a villain, but chose a different path. So our end might be something like, ever since then, Little Red and the wolf worked together to make the forest a nature preserve where animals come from far and wide to live in peace. And the moral of the story is, poor conditions can lead to poor choices, but it's never too late to turn it around.
Awesome!
Yeah.
That is a great story.
Yeah, I like how we can feel bad for the wolf and his family and can understand his desperation.
Now that we have the story written, we can fill in some of the blanks with acting.
Great. Let's take turns reading the narration and we can act out the characters.
We won't need to use the narration to tell the whole story. We'll add dialogue and action where we think we need to give more details to the audience.
Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a wolf who lived in the woods with his friends and family. And every day he cared for his loved ones by hunting and gathering food.
Aw, Ma's gonna be so excited to see all the fish we bring home today.
Yes, that's right. And let's make sure that we share some of this fish with the bears. And I hear that Mama Bear has been feeling a little under the weather lately.
Aw.
Until one day, a tycoon named Granny moved in and began cutting down the trees and selling the lumber for profit.
Yes! Tear it all down!
Yeah, you got it, boss.
Because of that, food became scarce and the animals began to move away in search of new homes.
We're starving, and we have nowhere to live. I'm sorry, but we gotta go. Bye.
Because of that, the wolf and his family were alone and starving. The youngest pups began to get sick. Oh, Pa, what are we gonna do? Her fever is so high, and she hasn't eaten in a week.
Now, this is all that Granny's fault.
Until finally, Little Red, Granny's granddaughter, came skipping through the woods, and with revenge in his heart and hunger in his belly, the wolf plotted an end to Granny and Little Red.
My Granny, what big teeth you have!
All the better to eat you with. Finally, revenge is mine. Your granny took what I loved most from me, and now I'm gonna take from her.
Please don't eat me! I came here to help you!
Help? How can you help? My family is sick, my friends are gone, and I'm starving.
It's true. I am so sorry for what has happened to you, but I'm here to help. I know Granny has been doing some terrible things, and I came here to stop her. Please, will you join me?
Ever since then, Little Red and the wolf worked together to make the forest a nature preserve where animals can come from far and wide to live in peace.
Oh, come on back, little chipmunks.
Yes, that's right. No one will be cutting down the forest now. Everything's protected. Come on in.
The moral of the story is, Poor conditions can lead to poor choices, but it's never too late to turn things around. And cut. What a wonderful story!
Yeah! I hope you get a chance to create a villain's tale. It's a great way to explore different perspectives and imagine the full story of a supporting or secondary character.
To get started, pick your villain, then figure out what makes them a villain. What do they want and how are they willing to get it? Imagine why the villain wants what is driving them.
Then explore creating a beginning, middle, and end of the story using the story spine prompts.
Remember, the beginning should help us empathize with the villain.
The middle will reveal the problem and what makes it difficult for the villain to make good decisions.
And the end will show us what life is like once they have become a villain or the misunderstanding is cleared up.
And finally, have fun getting it up on its feet. You and your classmates can fill in the story details by becoming the characters and adding in dialogue and action.
Keep practicing
And have fun!